say the pledge again.
Yeah.
Third time.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You have to speak out.
You got a half an hour, John. Let's go.
All right, sounds good. Laura, you got the record showing we have quorum present?
Duly noted that quorum is present.
Everyone got your review the minutes last meeting?
Yes. Make a motion to approve last month's minutes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Public comment on agenda items. Anybody have anything? I won't skip you just because it's 8:30. All right, project updates. Our Siemens project, the solar panels are on the library. That's done. I think it's a matter of getting that set up with National Grid as far as the credit back, which shouldn't be that hard, I would think. There's only one meter that's going to spin backwards. But Solar Liberty is working on that. That's the contractor that Siemens used. And our ADA compliant bathrooms are complete and functional upstairs.
So, John, will we see those credits monthly, quarterly from them? Do we know?
It should go back if they set it up the way I expect. It should just go back and credit the library's electric bill.
Okay.
Yeah. So then that'll give us some idea for this last 6 months of how we can adjust, library's budget. If they don't have to pay. The thought was that it would generate enough electricity to basically nil their, they won't have an electric bill over the course of the year. So.
Hey, John?
Yes.
When you first did the Siemens contract, did they put a schedule on the credit? Was there a document saying how much credit we're going to get back on doing this event as a whole, the energy savings?
There is a energy savings commitment, I think, where they just have to prove out that they did what they said they would do. But then they're to continue that process, there is a fee to pay them to manage it. And basically what they've told me is what we would get back in credit would just pay that fee.
Imagine that. They're paying themselves back, not us.
So-
I remember when we were about a year and a half ago, they put a presentation together on a schedule of what the payback would be or what the reduction would be.
Yeah.
But you got to pay to have that.
You got to pay to have that, And and I'm just going to say, we put, when we were working on the bathrooms and we were up behind the stage and you could look out through the brick and see daylight, I'm going to guess we're probably better off not doing that. We might come out the negative on that situation. But they do have some punch list items they have to clear up. The ice jam that, Adam knocked off the court, I got back with them. Obviously, there's only one way that happens, is if heat's escaping there. They were supposed to have ventilated it. They're going to send out their contractor with their infrared thing to see if they can find it. I'm sure they'll find it, right? But hopefully that'll get fixed. There's some lights at the library. Honestly, there's the lights. They're not so much here, but in the clerk and I's office and in Charlie's office, they flicker like crazy. And yeah, do they do that upstairs too? They real quiver. It's incredibly annoying. It's like you're blinking 100 times a second. Yeah. So I know they've sent somebody back once to fix that. Their electrician was working another project. He's supposed to come back. So we have, but the bulk of the job is done. They're going to be cleaning up some punch list things and that kind of stuff. Court security. Adam, you want to go
Yep, so the windows around Carol's office have been laminated with the ballistic film. They were supposed to come out on July 3rd and do some of the work on the intercom and cameras. Unfortunately, the service crew got caught up in Buffalo and didn't make it out. They have rescheduled for this Friday, and I have reached out to the owner of Omni to make sure that they will reach completion on for our deadline. He's assured me that they will. I had placed the order back, I think a week and a half ago for the metal detector. I called them today just to find out, knowing that we were going to have the meeting. The metal detector is slated to be delivered to the courthouse by Thursday at the latest. So it should be there tomorrow, I'm hoping. If not tomorrow, then Thursday.
And this all had to be in place by the end of July, was it here? Or
it all has to be done by July 24th.
24th.
Yep. So, again, Omni has, so once the metal detector is here, the folks at the Louis County Jail will come and help us install it, but it seems pretty basic. Just it bolts to the ground, it plugs into an outlet,
Right.
And then we just need to have, a sheriff there to read it for the court, or when court's in session. But installation, I'm not too worried about that getting installed. And like I said, the owner of Ken Bianchi, the owner of Omni, has assured me that the intercom, the cameras, and the metal door into Carol's office will be done by deadline. So.
The only thing I know that they assured you, but it might be worth us reaching out to the people that gave the grant and say, hey, listen, we got the contractor in place.
Okay.
He's hung up. He says he can get it done, but if he doesn't,
Right.
like,
Do we have wiggle room?
Is there an extension process that we can file, because it's not like we're just sitting on it. It's
Correct. Yeah,
in.
it's the ball's rolling. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would hate to get the guy finished on the 25th and now we don't.
Correct.
We don't get our money.
Because I think we have to have it installed in the paperwork file too.
By the 24th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paperwork can be done electronically?
I assume so.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of submitting the receipts for the stuff that we did to prove that we did.
Show it was done,
Yep.
the money was spent. Yep.
Yep. One of the things, circling back to the Siemens project, you guys will have to either be mad at me or hopefully not, but in the process of those restrooms, when I did the walkthrough upstairs, this area right here, which is where the old steps kind of used to go up to the
Right.
stage,
Right?
that was just going to be walled off.
You mentioned that is
Yeah.
now a closet.
It's now a closet. I have to put a door, flooring in there.
It makes sense.
It's got a closet, it's got a light, it's usable space, we can store toilet paper, soap, that kind of stuff up there. I actually told Dan there's one goofy little notch, this little goofy notch right here. That's really not good for it. I said the Boy Scouts want, instead of having, they used to have all the flags just kind of propped in the corner. They could put them in that closet and kind of. We have a lot of stuff sitting around, but it's not all necessarily organized well. So that was a change order that we added to the project. And then the other thing was there was some stuff that we were supposed to provide as far as the hardware, paper towel dispensers, that kind of stuff. I just had them grab it when they were all at the store, so it all matched and we don't have a mismatched hodgepodge looking of stuff. All told, it's about $2,500 difference to do all that. So with the flooring and finishing out the inside of the closet, I think over the long term, it's certainly worthwhile to have something that is usable. On the supervisor's report, just kind of go through highlights. Our interest, this all looks normal. We got a village reimbursement check you'll see there for road enforcement officer and Z fund. Jen had a pretty decent report on hers for all the funds that she's done, but overall on our A fund, we received $24,154.61. B fund $12,323.44. Water districts, all of them collected their interest, or I guess I should say water districts 1 through 4. Got $147.06 in Water District 5. Got brought in $443.89 for a total of 37. And then we spent out in vouchers 102. Kind of similar story with the highway fund right now. Most of their stuff, they got a snow and ice payment. But most everything else is interest on the fund balances at this point, until we start getting some of the county's stuff back. Everything, like I mentioned earlier during the work session, all of our funds, the highway, our general fund, and the library are all within, 5% of where we'd expect the overall spend to be at the end of 6 months. They're between 49 and 54, so I think we're right in line with kind of where we need to be, and there's nothing there that alarms me at this point.
The only little thing I would caution we should look at, and again, depending where we need to be with the water district and having him here at times or anything more, I just think the next 6 months we should really think about Jim's time when it is and not needed at the board meetings, based on what I'm seeing here now.
I'll tell you, a lot of that was helping me dig up the Siemens.
Well, that, and I understand the time involved with the negotiations with the union.
He's not involved in those. That's a different lawyer, but it's in the same.
Okay, I thought he was looking, overviewing, he's not doing any of that, okay.
No, I am going to have
But
him
with the
review
Siemens, I know he's put a lot of time in with Siemens, but,
Yeah, I'm going to have him obviously review the overall tentative agreement just as a one-time through, because the labor attorney doesn't necessarily know everything that's going on in the town, just to make sure we don't stub our toe versus something that we have passed. But yeah, for sure. Now, keep in mind, that's not only when he's at the meetings, that's just so we're all on the same page, it's every email that he gets.
oh, I
every phone
understand.
call that he gets.
I know how we get charged, yeah.
Yeah, whether it's us or the planning board or the code
Or the
board.
public
Yeah.
addressing him.
Yeah, so.
We get charged for that too,
Correct, so,
for his time.
yeah.
Which we don't want you not to go to him, but just be aware that if you're having conversations with him about town projects or things about the board or town services, the town is getting charged for Jim's time.
Yep, he does not work for free. I guess none of us do, right? We all work there to live. Any questions on the supervisory report?
No,
Make
make a motion to accept.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Clerk's report, I have one here that I printed, but I think Jen also sent it out. We collected $2,290.40 in different permit fees, dog licensing, all the stuff that she handles for us. So, that's that, if you've seen it. The code, Charlie's report, I know Adam said he doesn't get it because it looks like we still have a deputy supervisor email that's not assigned yet.
There is a deputy supervisor email, but I also see that he has the council 4 or something like that, 3 or 4.
I don't know that the deputy supervisor email is assigned.
Right. Can you believe that?
If we were not told, we would not have assigned.
Right. So I don't think you need two. That's my point. So
Tell it, you just tell us
Tell
what
me
we
is
want.
the one I'm assigned to.
yeah,
Okay,
one he
so
currently has is fine.
leave it as that.
Yeah.
And I'll just communicate with Charlie.
Yeah, I do believe there's no license assigned to it, so you're not like paying.
Sure. Yeah. No, I just think if we could minimize the confusion and not have.
So
nobody-
just keep it as council person?
Yeah, because that's what everybody has at this point,
Okay, all right.
as opposed to trying to,
switch it.
yeah, and re-inform everyone.
But if we should be able to deactivate the other. I'm sure
It's not under license, it's probably
Sure,
just gonna
sure.
sit there dormant until someone says, I want it.
Okay.
Can Adam review it, both of them, on his desktop?
He's not getting any email there.
Yeah.
There is no email going to him.
Well, if we're gonna keep it active, it should go to somebody.
Well, no. No license, not active, but the account is there.
Correct.
All right, so the account can be there without a license and it doesn't cost you.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So if there is history in it that he may want to look at, what I would suggest is we turn it into what we call a shared mailbox
Yeah.
that he has access to, and anyone in the future, council person, whoever, can have access to it. A shared mailbox does not require a license, so it won't cost you. I'd be happy to do that. Ideally, we get a ticket submitted and we take care of it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take. I'll submit it. How's that?
That's the right ticket.
I don't know where you get the ticket to submit.
I'll just send you an email.
Support at,
There you go.
or help at, which will auto-generate a ticket.
There you go. Perfect. There you go.
So, kind of on with Charlie here and backing up my friend Mr. Blodgett here, just driving around, I would like to see where we stand and what we can do to get at least, there's little things around the village, but the big one is the corridor down here south on 15A.
Yep.
Of what Charlie can do to get those people to clean the burned rubble of the house up. It really should. It's been, what, a year now?
I think it's more than that.
It's more than a year,
more than
yeah.
that,
I don't know what leg we can stand on to have him do that, but I would think if he could at least approach them.
I know he's tried, and I know he's sent letters to them multiple times
There's
now.
a camping trailer there. Is somebody still living there?
You know?
They've been there for like the last couple, probably over the last 10 days. They've been pawing through the rubble, if you
Rubble
will,
again?
and pulling out and burning piles.
That's
I'm
gonna
thinking
take
they're trying
forever.
to reduce their cost of garbage is what it kind of looks like they're doing. They're pulling
Well,
stuff
maybe they're
out.
working on it.
It kind of looks like they might be, but yeah, they were over the
Which
last
then
10
also
days.
kind of limits what we can do if they're making progress, you know?
Maybe that's why they're
I
doing it.
mean, I guess the ultimate thing is when we have any of these types of situations, from the way I understand it, we can double check, but we can pursue some sort of legal act, but we don't have anything that actually still forces them to do it, right? So we could spend all that money and then they still could.
So I'm sure being private property, we can't go in as a town and say, hey, you know what, Sean's got dump trucks and we got a payloader. And we can't really do that.
Correct.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
You'd like to, but
Yeah. But you would like him to, it doesn't look like he doesn't.
you got a dump trailer, you don't want to go down there?
Yeah, no, because that would be,
But if Charlie could at least approach them again, would be great.
Yep. I will say, I hope the additions to the report that he sends, even if you don't get it in an email, you know, all the permits and where they're active and what's going on. That was something that I had him add. I use it. You know, if somebody calls and says, hey, what's going on in this property on Chase Road, at least I know where I can go find it quickly. As a quick reference guide.
But on one of these, people have probably seen our pickleball court facility is underway up on 15A. So that's one of our latest, along with some new houses going up around town.
Yeah, and the renovation of GCC with the Teach Learn, they're going to put they're not doing any much inside the building, but out back they're going to put like a Morton building type shed, and then a small that they're going to divide. Half of it's going to be a gymnasium, and the other half is going to be. I believe he was when I was at the planning board meeting. I believe he was the lady who runs the business. His husband has a construction company, so he teaches trades in that side. And kind of a quick overview of what the whole business is they provide programs for homeschool children. So it's going to be a school, again, of sorts, you know. And I think she said she had 1,100 families that follow her in the existing, it knocked my shot. I was like, really?
John, the drainage thing is kind of like a BOCES program almost for homeschoolers?
It sounds like it, yeah. But it's just
Oh,
because
that'd be great.
that's what he does, right? So that's something that they've turned into a program. But they also have them for, you know, all kinds of different things. And a kid will be there 1 or 2 days a week and do their program and then do the rest of their stuff. But it gives them the option, like the gym with the PE, right? That's one of the things that you don't really, not everybody has a gym at their house, right? Or can do that kind of stuff. So it gives those homeschool families an opportunity to give their kids programs
team,
they can
too.
go do.
Yeah.
And also, for lack of a better term, time to socially interact with other kids their age, right? If you're a only child and you're at home by yourself all the time, you know, you can lack out on some of those skills. So I think that's a good a use of a it's as good of a use for that building as I think, you know, at this point we could have asked for. They're excited. She was almost in tears here at the planning board talking about how great the building will be for them, and it's almost like it was made for them and they don't have to do anything. So pretty excited to see them open up this school year.
I need that lady's contact information. I don't know who would have it. Do you have it at the town at all, Lori or John?
For the business?
Yes,
Yeah.
because we'd like to utilize that for extra parking. We've outgrown the school for the Pumpkin Festival, and
Okay.
we want to approach them for parking.
Yeah, I'm sure we can
I
find
believe
it.
it's
Great.
Ben Donowitz's daughter.
Well, it's connected with Ben?
Yeah, Ben Donowitz's daughter.
Oh, great, okay.
Yeah, but we have their contact information on their applications.
All right.
And then, you know, the other thing is there's quite a few new homes going up around. I had a meeting recently with a couple of members of the planning board, and they were concerned that we're not potentially following the comprehensive plan to its extent as it currently exists with the amount of buildings that are going on. But I had, you know, point out several that are going right now. So we have as many applications and as many permits currently as we've ever had. So looking back just through the last year's rolls. So I think that's good. I mean, they're building within our code. I know the ones out here on Chase Road, if you haven't spent too much time at the golf course in summer, sorry. They look, I mean, they're nice homes, right? And they're building the other one on Clay Street there, right around the corner. So there's quite a bit going on, quite a bit to be excited about, I think. Just like you mentioned, the pickleball facility that'll be in the lot just north of the GCC, where Tony Tondrick's TNL Excavating is out there working, doing the pad. That's going to be an indoor pickleball facility, which I guess is the best way to play pickleball is indoors, because you don't have to worry about the wind.
It's true.
Just in case you hear it. But no, I mean, you know, the nice thing about that is, you know, it's a Lima resident building it. They're using a local contractor to do some of the work. You know, we're keeping the work within our community. I think that's outstanding. And
That's the Oberg family that
Yep.
owns Jet Black Driveway Sealer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And
They're investing in Lima. That's great to see.
it's a recreational facility that I know is a really popular thing right now. And as a town, we don't have to build a facility for it. We don't have to put one in the park, right? We have one available. That's a win all the way around. So I might even try to play
Take it.
pickleball. You never know. I don't have much to do in the winter.
There you go.
But yeah, so those are some good things that are highlighted there. Sean, do you got anything exciting?
Yeah, I got a few things, Steve. I'll try and make it quick for you. One, we're all done with contracted road work for the year, which is a plus. First things, I had an interview on Monday. I would like to hire the kid that I interviewed, Adam Offen. He's got a Class A. He has plowing experience with the town of Caledonia. Young kid, he's worked on a farm since the junior year of high school, so he's got pretty decent work ethic. And I would like to hire him on at the $25 an hour rate. And to be honest, I'm not 100% sure if I need board approval to hire the guy or not. But
I'll tell you what, we can probably give it to you anyway. Just to
I'll
be
make a
safe.
motion, hire.
Second.
okay. Here's one that I know I'm going to need approval for. With the departure of Ben Martin from the highway department, I would like the town board approval to appoint Brian Every as the deputy highway superintendent. Brian Every has many years of experience in being a supervisor at Villager Construction. has been my right-hand guy since.
I mean, ultimately, they're gonna report to you.
Yeah,
You know?
but if in my absence or anything like that, he will be the go-to guy. Even if jobs that I am not on, that he is on, he will be the go-to guy. And I think we should give him the rate that Ben Martin was making prior to his departure.
Fine. Make a motion to accept
Brian Avery.
Brian Avery.
as the deputy supervisor.
I'll second. And
All
then,
those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
what, we got another ad in the paper for a new guy?
Not yet. Not yet.
I will follow you probably tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I did have that conversation that we talked about.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So with this new hiree, this will give you yourself +3 right now?
Yes. Still.
Still one short.
Yep. On July 17th, on or around July 17th, we should be receiving our full reimbursement of CHIPS funding, which went up this year from about 230,000 to 244,000, and some change in there. Bad news, the dump truck that we had ordered, that we were expecting to get in November, will not be in until March 2027. Good news on that, the $125,000 that we were planning to spend on it this year can be used elsewhere. The conversation started last year between myself and PJ from the Livonia Highway Superintendent, talking about getting a road widener, putting down shoulders. You can go around town of Lima. We really don't have shoulders on any roads. It's just the pavement, and it drops off about 4 or 5 inches. That's where you get all of your shoulder cracking and everything like that. It supports that, and it's also a big safety factor for cars if you go off the side of the road. You're not getting sucked
We
off.
were in Ontario County, recently our crews at work were, and they took a bucket truck off of a shoulder that had been repaved, so it was about a 6-inch drop. And when they came back onto the road with that already being top heavy, it laid on its side and slid for about 250 feet.
Yeah.
Nobody got hurt, thank God,
So, first of all, cost, and then you're talking that it would be shared with Livonia? The cost?
Shared with Livonia and potentially the town of Canisius and the town of,
Springwood.
no, not Springwater, Groveland.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Need to put in 25%.
yeah, we're looking for a machine in that like $70,000 to $80,000 range. There's not many. There's also, to try and get a machine that has low hours. I mean, they go for $250,000 to $450,000 new. We would be trying to get, preferably a machine that's about 20 years old at this point, and trying to find one with about less than 1,000 hours on it.
This is a self-propelled machine.
Self-propelled machine. There are some, I've found some that are about 80,000, but the one that I've found, it's 80,000, has about 800 hours on it. It's only a 68 horsepower machine. This machine also has to be able to push a fully loaded 10-wheel dump truck. Yeah, so I don't believe that machine is in our wheelhouse of what would actually be useful for the town. I'm asking to spend upwards of $30,000 on a machine that myself and the other 3 highway superintendents, deem feasible and available for us.
So total, you would be looking at a machine $120,000.
Yeah, maximum. Preferably far less, but, you know, if there's not many out there with up, you know, up and down the entire East Coast. So I'm giving myself a little bit of leeway there.
And where would you take the funding for that out?
So,
I mean, the only reason I ask is, granted, the dump truck's not gonna be here this year.
yep,
But that doesn't mean we don't have to pay for it next year.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
If we take that money out, there's still gonna be money to replace it.
Yeah, I do get that. So even for like next year, when we pay for the truck, it'll be coming out of the DB. We'll have the money just from tax revenue to cover that truck early on in March. And I already have enough money that I've spent this year that I can use next year to get our tire chips refund back next year. We do have about $40,000 set aside in the DA fund between two different lines. Well, one I believe is actually we put into, why can I not open the page? That'd still be. We have.
Where are you at here?
DA 130.
Page 20.
Yeah. .2 machinery, equipment, capital outlay. We put 20,000 into it, and then we also put 20,000 into the equipment reserve. But like I said, we already had enough money in our capital outlay improvements this year that we had just paid out our chips with. And we've only spent, you know, $161,345.81 on that stuff this year. And we just received back, well, we'll be later this month receiving back $244,000.
So over 80,000 to the positive.
Yeah.
And just to let the people in the room know, you ought to applaud this young man for taking control of this and getting this done a lot quicker. When some of us first came on this board, this thing was dragged out in paperwork, not done till late summer, and we got the money back right at the end of the year after the first of the year. And you say, okay, you still got it back. Yes, we did. But this money, John, would go into a New York funds account to draw interest. Mm-hmm. And you start drawing interest, folks, you know what it is. You all people invest money, you're smart people. Put $250,000 in for a few months, it's gonna make you something. So,
Yeah,
thank you
that's
for getting
trust
done with
me.
this a lot quicker than what we have in the past. Thank you.
I don't know that you would be able to pay for unless there's out of the A side fund, because I don't know that you'd be paving or doing any shoulders in the village, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be the only thing, right? It would have to come out of the B side.
All the town side, right?
Yeah, it would have to come out of the B side fund. We can look at the reserve account
Okay.
and just go through it and make sure. I mean, I don't hate the idea.
Yep.
I just want to make sure that we got the money to pay all our bills when the time is due.
Right.
Now, the other thing we can do is what was mentioned earlier on this year about paying for this dump truck, now that we have this opportunity, it's not going into next year, with CHIPS reimbursement next year.
Yeah.
I know it's possible to do that, but as we talked, with the generator back in January,
Yeah.
you have to get the DOT approval prior to doing
So
that.
I've gotten the DOT approval, or the DOT CHIPS approval for the truck prior to ever purchasing it or even putting in the order. All that approval is already done. You just can't so our first payment that we made on the chassis of the truck,
Yep.
you can't put that towards CHIPS until you have the truck completely made.
Yeah. I do think to do that properly, we would have to, as a board, make a motion to go to I believe, and it has to be recorded in the minutes. that we did that. I'm not saying you didn't do it.
No.
I'm just saying that to do it properly and make it 100% right, we have to make a motion to go to the DOT and ask for that permission, you know, and then obviously we've already got it.
Well, let me ask you, would this work, this would be only on town and county roads within Lima? Or would this be on the state also?
What's that, the shoulder stuff?
Yes.
No, mainly just be on town.
Yeah, because the state's up, they take care of their own.
Yeah, state takes care of their own, and honestly, like, I mean, if you take a drive down Poplar Hill Road, I mean, they cut all their shoulders and paved the shoulders last year. It's mainly a thing for town roads.
And there'll be gravel.
It would be gravel shoulders. I mean, there's also, you can also use, like some companies do like some pug mill stuff that actually kind of hardens into like a paved shoulder. Yeah.
So, I'm sure, talking to those other towns, they've already got the money set aside for this purchase as well as board approval, or?
I'm not 100% sure on that, about getting the, like, towns getting board approval, or anything like that.
I think where Ron's going, I'd hate to say, yep, go ahead and buy a machine, spend $100,000, and all of a sudden the other guys go, oh, sorry.
Well, that's it. I wouldn't do that, first and foremost. No, my thing is just like kind of getting the approval to be like, hey, like to where I can go to the other town guys and be like,
I think we would approve you to flesh it out, right, and run it all the way through. And
yeah.
then come to us with a proposal that says this is exactly what this guy's going to pay, this is what this guy's going to pay, this, and then, you know, and this is the piece of equipment, and then we can move forward with that. I think there'll be some. It'll be an interesting challenge to try to get, you know, with myself and Eric and, you know, the other supervisors to
So
decide who's going to pay it and then who's going to reimburse who.
Right. I know. So for the exact same type of machine, a shoulder machine, I know town of Avon, Caledonia, York, I think Geneseo and Leicester all also went in on a shoulder machine.
Okay. Well, I can reach out to Dave Lefebvre,
Yeah.
chairman of the supervisor, and I'll just ask him how they negotiated that.
Plus, could you, I mean, find out from them, obviously, what make model they bought. If you could find that out and come back to us.
Yeah,
And
I know what the make model.
Okay, you already know that.
Yeah.
And then the next thing would be,
What kind of money they spent on that?
I'm not 100% sure. I can call Ron.
I guess the other thing I would say is, if you could get any kind of solid feedback from those other towns as to kind of how much money were they thinking of putting in, so that if everybody's gonna have a percentage of ownership, that it's all equal.
Right.
It's gotta be.
Right.
And who's going to do the maintenance? Who's gonna do the-
where's it gonna be stored? Who's gonna carry the insurance on it? I mean, there's a few things involved here.
Is this a machine you can rent? Is it not available?
It is a machine that you can rent. I think the biggest thing of like having it at your own whim is like most of the time you have to rent it through the county, because they're really the only people who own them, or counties and DOT departments.
Right.
And then like, I think more so it's like almost the ease of availability
Right.
to have it for the next 30 years.
Kind of like a fertilizer or lime spreader on the farm.
Your sprayer.
Yeah.
You got it, you go when you need
Right.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
I know like, was the last year when like the storms came through and everything like that, that basically washed away Avon. Like, you know, then kind of call in a contractor or somebody who owns one to bring it in and,
Sure.
you know, fix it then. It's going to cost a lot more than. And I think like PJ hired the county, he did a couple roads and it cost him like $2,000 just for like the couple roads that he was able to do in their time frame that they had him. I think in, you know, 10 years, if you were to continuously keep up on your shoulders and everything like that, it would pay itself off pretty quickly.
If you would, email me the model and the make,
Yep.
and then I get Machinery Trader, watch that, and the other one would be to watch all the Alex Lyon auctions,
Yeah.
would be another big one.
Well, Avon's was an RW100A.
RW 100A. And what was the manufacturer?
I want to say it's a weird name. It's hyphenated. It's like
German made or something?
no, I think it's American made, but I mean there's a few different companies like that make them. I mean even Midland, they used to make
Yeah,
them right in Buffalo
right.
and stuff like that.
Well, when you get it, just email me the manufacturer. I'll be a watchdog for you.
You know how many horsepower the one that they have over there?
Evans is 110.
I would think you'd need some horsepower to pull a truck, especially up a hill.
Right. Yeah.
Hey, Sean, how many miles of shoulders a year would you do if you're splitting it? What would be when would be like, what's the payback or
Per year.
per year?
I guess I haven't equated it like down that much per
Like
year.
ballpark, what would you think that when we own this and talk positive, like when we
I mean, you could probably get away with doing like, at least 5 miles a year of shoulders, at least. I know. So I talked to Ronnie about it when he had run his over in Caledonia, and they went through 99 dump truck loads of shoulder material in a day. Yeah.
For one municipality, so just
Yeah.
for Lima, that
Yeah.
could be if we could afford it, right? If we could afford
Right.
to put that much stone.
Yeah.
Right.
That sounds
Yeah.
like a lot of material.
Yeah, it was a lot of material. And he was actually hyped to talk about it because he was like, we were 1 truck short to hit 100 in a day.
Does this thing like grind out?
It doesn't grind. So it pushes your dump truck, and your dump truck will raise the bed, and it dumps into a hopper, and then the hopper has a conveyor on it, and it shoots the stone out, and it kind of just drags along and literally makes a perfect 2 to 6 foot wide shoulder on a road.
So you could take a road that has no shoulder,
Mhm.
that has a pretty steep ditch,
Yeah.
and you could create a shoulder, or you'd have to do it on roads that are already shouldered.
I mean, we've done it with the county where they've repaved, and they had this much room to where it's fallen off into a ditch, and they're filling it with material.
You would just think if it was soft shoulders.
Right. Well, you roll behind it with a roller as well,
Okay.
so you're compacting it in. Yeah.
You can crush it.
Yeah.
Fines and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's not make the roads too wide. We're trying to reduce the speed in Lima. We're not trying to make a 3rd lane for people.
Hey, we're not trying to make a 3rd lane, but
Sure would be nice for those tractors.
Yeah, right. Good one, Joe. You gotta make room for the buggies, of course.
That's right.
Gotta get Ron to get these tractors off this side so you can see around. Liaison reports. Get through the highway. You got anything to add to the parks that we didn't talk about earlier?
Not a whole lot other than Brian did mention. We are trying to go forward with a look at a community center. We're going to be meeting with contractors and for ideas. There's nothing set yet, but we have come up with a conceptual design that the donor of the money has agreed and liked. We will tell a few that are here tonight, this project, we are not going to have to borrow any money. It's going to be 100% paid for already, right now. But we've got to get moving on it, just because of time, age, and the generosity of this person.
And the cost of the materials if you wait too long.
Oh, they'll keep going up, don't worry. So
And labor and
we're,
everything else.
we've still got a lot of legwork to do when we come up with some designs, and then it will be brought up to the public and tell them, keep them up to speed what we've been working on, and but that's still a ways. That's probably 3 months or 3 to 4 months away right now.
And also because of the private donation of money, no prevailing wage to get it built.
Ron looked into that with Albany, it's all been approved. So, yeah, we can go with the contractor of our choice.
How about the security of that, with the problems that you're already having, with the buildings in the park? How are we going to protect a community center?
Well, obviously, it'll probably have an alarm system, Augie, and there'll be cameras on that building right now. I mean, we're doing all the cameras are gonna be redone right now down there. A new system's going in it's gonna be 10 cameras, $300 a piece. I mean, in the scheme of things, yeah, still we're talking probably could be $5,000 to $10,000. But you know what? If we based on our fears of what might happen, why go ahead and do anything in life?
Oh, right, I agree. I mean, just the things that we need to do to protect it, because you hate to take
It's an
the amount of money
investment.
that's in it.
Yeah.
And you have to keep throwing more money because of the vandals.
So the gun towers that are going to be put into the design on the top of the building, I think are one of the big deterrents we're looking at.
All right.
Certainly need volunteers for that. We can't pay anybody for that.
But other than that, don't forget us in October, Pumpkin Festival. It's going along very well. Very generous donors this year again to make this happen. And, we talked about upkeep. So far we've done the electric down there. We did the roofs this year. We're probably looking, not 100% certain, but one of the big things on the radar would be to start helping widen the paths and redo the paths in the park. And it's like Brian said, you're not going to do it all in one fell swoop. No way. Maybe a 3-year project to widen that, and that could go into conjunction with if we get the community center up and going. We've got to keep that in mind too when we redo these paths. We're going to have some other things happening in the park within hopefully 2 years. So,
Maybe a shoulder machine could probably.
yeah, the shoulder machine. Got some work for you already. The other thing going forward, the little gazebo, I'll have that finished stained this weekend. That's just the floor. The other thing we're going to work on, we've got to talk at our next park committee. It's again, you talk about upkeep and maintenance, Augie. The playground equipment. We might have to, I know it's not going to be popular and we're going to have to figure out how to do it. We might have to shut the playground down for 48 hours. The wood has got to be treated before it starts rotting and going to heck the investment we have there. So we've got to kind of scrape, power wash, and restain the wood part of the playground equipment. It's been many, many years now and it's starting to show its age.
The towers are on there.
Yes, correct. Yep. And, you want to build towers there too?
Hey, it's a park.
So, other than that, hopefully everybody liked what we did down there with the design this year and the flowers and the stars, and Ron and his son helped with them early on, and so.
I saw a lot of people taking pictures.
Yeah. Has anybody not been down there to see it?
No.
Well, you were ducking the towers, I get it.
Yeah. Next time in between when you reload, take a good look.
There is, I do want to make a remark, there is in the DB fund and an equipment fund, there's 30,000.
Yep, myself.
And just out of my own curiosity, we talked from time to time about it. How did the salt shed work out for you this winter?
Oh, great.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we finally got that under wraps and handled that. That's a problem out of the way.
Super huge.
And maybe the village will have to do the same thing because that's in pretty poor shape.
Yeah. So is the other half of
We'll
it.
let them deal with it at that.
Yeah, that's their problem. Yeah, sorry to bring it up, but as far as any other committees, working with the ambulance as liaison, got a lot of donations. This was handed to me 2 months ago or more. Superior Walls is donating a building, cement building, to the ambulance. Problem is, all of a sudden, I was only brought in, Meg was saying, hey, find me some crushed stone. All right, no problem. Called up to the plant, donated, done, over with, up to Heidelberg. Well, then all of a sudden I get a phone call one day, there's no top or roof on this thing. What do we do now? So I found a guy that deals in brand new plywood. It's going to be all donated, the plywood. We've got a bid on the trusses of just around $1,100. The only, I gave her a number tonight with the Martin door, big roll-up door from Martin. We're at just under $3,400 without labor, and I'm working with the building crew. Should have a quote on that tomorrow morning from them. And he's just got to bring a skid steer here with his truss boom and 2 other guys, and it'll be done in 1 day. So I'm kind of anticipating, I know him pretty well, he's done buildings too for me. I'm thinking $500 to $1,000 for the 3 of them for the day, if I had to guess. Mennonites, #1 workers. So that's the ambulance. Fire department is the new pumpers in play now. The old one is going up for bid. It's out there right now for bid. I believe we are asking around 30,000, hoping for down 22 to 25 is where we're thinking. It should at least bring very good pumper for somebody still. I think that's through. Well, Chris can talk. We've been doing some work on it. Good. I'll let you talk about the cemetery stuff. But that's all I have.
Thanks.
Steve has organized multiple times, and basically, multiple Kates have been involved in the cleanups.
Yep.
Steve, Ron has helped, myself. We had the mayor there, so a lot of the community came out, thanked us for cleaning up the cemetery that their family is buried in there at the Presbyterian.
Behind Quickfill here.
Yeah. Summer Rec is in full mode. The newsletter is basically asking people, or parents, to get their kids' permission slips and waivers signed so that they can go on the field trips to, they've got Minahans, they have the trampoline park there, the Waterland or whatever it is over in Canandaigua, Sea Breeze, so. And then, my wife is the one doing all of the stuff for the community connections right now because I haven't been able to make it to those. Regiment 282 has a figure painting. If you're into role-playing games or whatnot, they're going to be painting figures this Saturday. You get one for free and then you get your payment. But one of their many different, because they do games of all sorts to get the veterans involved so that they have friends and family to prevent suicide,
If it's a little game that I played upstairs, we had the board game with that. I don't know.
That was awesome.
I do know who paints all the
Yeah.
figures, but he doesn't want me helping.
Yeah.
I looked at too much fine detail.
Yeah.
I don't like trimming paint.
That's about it for my liaisons.
Kind of already covered what's going on over at the court. Just to build on community connections, yes, Kelly's been great taking the minutes for us. Right now, we've collaborated with Crossroads Committee. They're going to kind of be the umbrella committee that we operate under. That way, they've already filed the non-for-profit paperwork. So Dan and I just kind of have to sort out the accounting and stuff, and because we want to keep the funding separate, we don't want to add any burden to Crossroads. And so anything that we do within Community Connections would have its separate accounting. And we're just trying to hash out what we want to do for a Facebook page. We'd like to have something that is strictly an information page that focuses in on community-based activities that bring people together and bring unity to the town and the community. John and I have talked. We currently have a Facebook page in mind that we think we're just going to rename. Just shut off comments so it doesn't become a gossip fest like Positively Lima does, and just have it be just
Information.
Yeah, just straightforward information and promotional on upcoming Lima events. Then Ag, there's nothing new since our last meeting. And then Be Well, on the 27th of June, they had the nature crawl around town. They discussed, at the time, it was the upcoming 4th of July celebration. And then the next big Be Well event is the Lima Beat 5K on August 1st, that Tori's spearheading. And I think July 15th is the cutoff to get signed up if you want to get a t-shirt. If you sign up after that, can't guarantee you're going to get a t-shirt. But still sign up and come through this one. That's it.
They do order extra t-shirts just in case, but they can't guarantee you're going to have enough after that date.
Just for me, Sean kind of discussed the highway department. There wasn't much there. I did the extra interview with Ben, and I handed John the paper that he filled out for the town. Parks Department, Steve kind of covered all that. Library, I did not make the meeting last month. Pradeep was one of the board members from the library. I asked him to keep in touch with me as to what went on there. He said it was pretty uneventful. Probably, like you had mentioned, the only real big new thing over the library is the solar panels.
I actually talked to Leslie yesterday, so we'll get that. So you got to commission the thing and then get it all figured out. I'm working with Solar Liberty to get that done, so that way. And I told her that I believe it'll just credit the library's account. That's there's not a separate meter there, so I don't know how else it couldn't, right? Unless we put in a separate meter that,
Right.
Good. As far as our old business, the resource deputy contract for the school district, that did come back again with the rates, the reduction.
Okay, good.
So as long as we're all good with that, I am the last person to sign it. Our share is $8,479.82, which is it basically cuts it in half, 5% reduction, and next year we should be out of this agreement.
Yep.
And then it's up to the two schools to decide to continue on the.
Glad everybody held to their end of the bargain.
Nice.
You need a motion for that?
I do need a motion to.
Motion to move forward with the deputy, or resource officer for.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The emergency services contracts, I know I mentioned them earlier. I emailed them out to you guys. If you haven't had the time to review them, I think it's important that we do. Just kind of overall, so we don't have to make any move. I guess the point is we don't have to move on them right now. They're not, we wouldn't pay any money until January next year anyway. But before we finalize the budget, we should.
I want to finish going over them this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Yep.
High level overview. The village sets the budget for the fire department. We kept our, I think it's 60% of that we contract as the town. So we kept the same percentage. I don't know how it worked out that the money, the actual dollars is less. That's, I don't do that part. But well, and maybe it isn't, because as you know, ours was all in the fire protection district, both what we paid for the ambulance and the fire before. So maybe it's not different what they're getting.
It's split out now, though.
it's split out.
Yeah.
Yeah, ours will be split out, so we'll be able to see what we're paid for contractual expense for ambulance and then the fire protection district line and so. Not much, I mean, I did have to make quite a few adjustments to the contract, more because it was a very one-sided agreement and because of what I do for a living, I have things in there that say that if they're not holding up to their end of the deal, that
Why should we?
with that we can, we can look for other services. I mean, obviously you can't, fire departments are pretty hard, but, with the ambulance, if they're not able to fulfill the needs.
If they were to next week disband,
Yeah.
let's say.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not gonna happen, but if they did.
Yep,
Gotcha.
exactly. We need something that gives us the ability to get the money back to go to the next service. As far as the ambulance goes, it's broke out in there. When you guys will review it, you'll see there's one contribution that's completely spelled out of what is the debt service of the building. And then, like we talked about a few months ago, there is a not to exceed amount in there for the paid staff, but we'll pay that at, I think it's quarterly, maybe?
That's what it said.
Yeah, quarterly based on actual hours worked, not here's $25,000.
Use it as you see it.
Correct, because then there's no way to get that back either, right? So that would be, and I thought that was as good of a middle of the road solution as we could come up with, where we're still helping support the agency, but we're not being frivolous with money either and just throwing it out. So that's those. We'll move those to next month. Capital improvement plan, one of the things, these two are going to be related, so I might go a little bit out of order in the new business, but the last capital improvement plan list I saw was developed in 2017. Some of that was the sidewalk that was built out Rochester Street. I think it was supposed to go farther than it currently is, but I think where it's at right now is as good a stopping place as any, in my personal opinion. Because if you cross the street and you have a wetland, and I don't think anybody wants to deal with that. That's not a simple process.
There's a parking reservoir there, right?
Yeah. And plus, now I just think, and the Teach Learn is going to use the entrance off of, is that Gale? Gale Road anyway. So for them to come in and out of there, and then if somebody wants to go down the sidewalk, it's right down the side of the street. But as far as our capital improvements and what we should potentially start budgeting for, one of the things, just kind of going back with the food pantry idea, I see their need, and I'm here Thursday nights. Well, not during the summer because of golf league, but the rest of the Thursday nights I'm here, and then I come in on Saturdays when they're open, and I do see that, it gets used, right? There's quite a few people that come in and out of here to use it. What I would like to do is clean up the downstairs and just in general, and then build an entrance and an exit and just kind of take that big open space that's, for lack of a better term right now, full of junk. Clean that up, kind of down to where the Rotary has their stuff on shelves, and then build an entrance and an exit so someone can come in. One of the problems that they struggle with is they can only have one person in there at a time. An entrance and exit, shelves on the side, and use that space for something better than what it's being used for now. And then, if there's a need for additional storage, it can go back there in the back corners, not, people that need help shouldn't have to go in the back corner of the building to get what they need. So that's one thought I had. I did have the guy that did the bathrooms give me a quote for it, just for a budgetary purpose only, just so we have some kind of idea. I think we have some serious, just in this building alone, some major tuck pointing issues, masonry kind of work, cosmetic issues. Out front, there's holes in the wall. There's, we got bricks sticking where there shouldn't be bricks, and I think in my opinion, I think if we want people to invest in our town, we have to look like we want to invest in our town too, right? If you drive by and it looks like the town hall's falling apart, you're probably going to drive to the next town. And they don't have to go very far. The next town's got a pretty nice,
Brand new one.
Yeah. a pretty nice building, right? So
But you look at what we've invested with this Siemens project now in this building, you've got to go a little farther.
it's
We've
$2
got-
million. We've got $2 million in the
Yeah,
Siemens
no
upgrades.
kidding.
So, yeah, I mean, granted, half of that was grant money, and the other half is our bill, but still. I like the building. I think it's a neat old building. I think it's worth preserving. What is that going to cost? Probably more than we want to acknowledge, and it's not something that's going to be done
But again, you got to
right
start
away. But
somewhere.
we have to
Yeah, you gotta
start
start somewhere.
planning for it, right? We don't have the money to plan for it even at this point. So there's that. I'm just going to use that as a segue into the budget. Like I said, we don't have, one of the exercises that I struggled with was trying to understand what our fund balances were in each account. You know, just because it was all lumped, like our operating, what we had budgeted, and then the unreserved fund balance was all in one lump. So I had Baldwin break those and then give me those amounts so I could put them in night class, and now we can see that. Now I can clearly see that the A-side fund balance is $28,000. That's significantly less than what they talked about we should have at the comptroller's recommendation. I mean, I bet if we went collectively around there, we have more than that in our savings account in the town. That's, some of that was spent as part of the Siemens project. I mean, there was much more than that 2 years ago, right? You can go through the budget documents and but that's something that has to get
Squared
squared away
away.
and redone, and the B side's in a little bit better shape. But if they were to have the one they use down there is a fire at the town barn, which isn't probably all that unlikely. But something like that takes out all of your equipment. When you have a major flooding event, and we don't have the money to do anything. I think what the guys did in this last one with as little money that they spent is great, but we have to be able to plan for those things. So it'll be an interesting cycle. Not saying that we need to get hog wild and crazy. I mean, it's a long-term plan. We're not going to fix it in a year. We're not going to probably fix it in the 3 years that I'm here. And if somebody else is here 4 years after that, they're probably not going to fix it then either. But if we can set the wheels in motion, I think that's kind of what we need to do. And part of that is getting some sort of, and I know Fran, like I mentioned earlier, and helped me quite a bit. She submitted a grant to help us get an assessment of the building itself, and kind of get some idea of what that would take. So,
Do they list that most critical to least critical?
yeah, if you get somebody to do it, if you get the funding to have somebody to do the assessment, yeah, absolutely. Right? I mean, we have birds coming in the corner over here.
We gotta look somewhere.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of, we've done what we could with the funds that we have. Like Bill's repainted this room. I think it looks nicer without white patches in the walls. He's working on redoing where the radiators were. Remember, there was, you know what I mean? So that was some of the stuff that I've had him working on. I did find out the story with all the pipes that weren't done. We demoed it, not the contractor.
Right.
So there was no restoration.
You guys took out all the
Radiators
and everything.
I'm sure you're
Yeah.
super excited to do that.
It was a blast.
Yeah. But anyway, that's why it was, as much as me blaming Danforth, why would somebody leave their work looking like that? Well,
They didn't do
it. What they say about pointing fingers, right? When you get 4 pointing back at you, it was us. The one thing I would like to do to kind of start the process downstairs is, I mentioned earlier, we have surplus inventory, really of nominal value to the town. I think there's 4 or 5 AC units I counted this morning downstairs. Because they're taxpayer fund, we have to give, if we're not going to use them and they're not for sale, we have to make them available to the public. I would like to do that and make those available through the loan closet, for seniors or anyone really who's, has a medical condition that might be harmed by excessive heat. I mean, obviously everybody can be, but.
Do we have to post that in the Sentinel also, or can we just put it on the town website
To.
that they're being made available? Or are you just
Well-
gonna?
We are making them available through the loan club. If we were to make them
Through the
available
ambulance.
for anybody to come and take,
Okay.
absolutely, we would have to.
All right,
But I've talked to Meg about it, she's willing to do that. I think it's better to let them manage it, and then when you finish the building, we'll move them out there, and
right.
they're out of our basement.
All right, I'll make that motion then that the excess AC units be made available to the Lima ambulance loan closet.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The other thing we have, we don't have to really go into in too much detail tonight because the way New York State law works, we can't make an action on it anyway. But the solar moratorium expires September 2nd of 2026. I know Jim had circulated out the law, or the extension, local law, to extend that. So it's just presented to the board at this meeting, then, and next meeting, we can schedule the public hearing in the September meeting, and then we can take action on it after that. Unfortunately, we're just gonna run out of time before we get the law. We're proposing to extend it for 12 months. It may not take us that long. We can rescind it at that point. But hopefully it doesn't take us that long, but it seems like everything takes longer than I think it should.
Yeah.
To be honest. That's where we are with that. Steve, I know you had asked to have the park put on the new business for the cameras. So I'll let you.
Okay, so the village has approved it on their side. We had a representative from West Fire come in, and they worked with us very well in the past. We're looking at 10 new cameras to broaden the coverage down there. Cost of each one will be $300. They're in stock. If we go ahead and approve it tonight on our end, probably looking to have them installed, the cable and everything. In the past, it's all been done with the help of West, no extra cost, but our village crew has done it, so it's going to be $3,000 split two ways, $1,500 on the town's part, $1,500 on the village side for the park.
Are those cameras, I have the resolution that we would need.
Yes, we
right?
definitely
Because that's the
covered-
struggle with what we have right now.
Yeah.
They not see the
Day
whole
and
thing.
night, it's 75 feet in the day and 50 feet at night.
Yes,
But you can get a clear image.
very clear that he went through with us, yes, compared to what we have. And that system is, what did Andy say, is that 15 plus years old now or something? I got it
Oh,
back in
it's
my
down
notes.
there?
Yeah, it's at least,
Something like that.
it's had a couple little warm-ups, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I would make a motion to spend the $1,500.
So for now, instead of the gun turrets, if that's all right with you, we're gonna go with cameras for now.
And public shaming, potentially.
Definitely publishing.
I'll
Next
second.
step, put a gun on top of the camera. That one.
So we got a motion and a second.
I got a second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I'll get a hold of the representative and we'll get that under motion. That should be done within a couple of weeks, so we were told.
Do we ever get a Livingston County Sheriff just to loop through there at night?
They do every so often,
Okay.
yes. We have had talks with them, and even, I don't know, the state police, if there's much patrol during the night here, not really, it's more the sheriff's department. Because I think the state police car goes down here for the night, and they get it in the morning.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah, we have talked with them, and,
Okay.
you know, everything's timing. How do I know you're gonna be down there, you know, wrecking my property at 1:45 in the morning, you know?
And who even says it happens at that time?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right. All right, so next on the agenda is the vouchers and abstracts. Abstract number 7, Water District has one voucher, number 8, which is $4,560.25. Just for those of you in Water District 5, that is for the wetland delineation, geological survey, that kind of stuff. Highway Department has vouchers 74 to 87, totaling $92,050.39. And our general is vouchers 174 to 224 for $267,819.47. Some of that is the cost of bathrooms upstairs. That we get refunded.
The highway, again, that's chip money gonna be coming back to pay that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. And that, again, we said that's, when you're all said and done, it's an $80,000 to the plus, approximately, for what you've spent, for what you're gonna get, you said.
Yeah, because I lumped in stuff that we had done that wasn't previously done, like past couple of years, that wasn't claimed.
So we got all of them.
So then it puts us in the green, so then we can go ahead and, like, as soon as we spend, like, so then next year we can do it in the first cycle again, and then have the money early on.
It's the way to have it.
Yep, for sure.
For
Motion to
money
accept
stuff, to have funds, like,
Transfer?
yeah. Are you able to go from DB to DA?
No.
No. Okay.
Motion to accept the abstract?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Any public comments on town matters? Dan?
I'll keep quiet.
All right. Oh, wait, there's one other thing Dan handed me.
Oh, yes.
Real quick.
Do you want me to explain that real quick?
No, I think I can explain it better.
Okay.
Shorter words.
Wow!
So, currently on the town computers, we have to change our password. I don't know. I think I've changed mine every month. Is that
Yeah, 30
about
days.
right? Right.
That was the,
And you can't reuse your last however many passwords. I don't know about you guys. I don't have that many passwords that are that long. I just had to change it from the Bills can't win Super Bowl number 50, you know? So, like, they're that long, right? So what this is a policy change. Well, it's a policy establishment because we don't really have a policy.
yes.
That would use a passphrase, is a
Correct.
better way to put it. So instead of having like a password, you would type in time to go eat or let's go to lunch or something like that. And then you don't have to change it as often.
We don't have to change it at all.
Right.
However, this only affects the folks that are here logging into the domain of the computers because that's where your data is. It doesn't affect all the other emails and such.
Correct.
And 365.
That's good.
Yeah. So like, it's going to affect 4 people.
Everyone here with computers.
So it won't affect us.
No.
No. But it'll make me not have to come up with 12 passwords. If you don't accept it, it's going to be Ron Blanchard is a jerk.
I'm sure you're not the more people probably quite often not.
We will send some guidelines and ideas. of
Sure.
Making them.
Yeah, and I think, I know I don't like to change mine that much.
It just needs to be in the minutes, and
Yep.
that's a form, assuming that you have a policy, but that's okay.
Right.
At least you're filling out the form we usually use.
Right.
And it's just, you just have to sign it, doesn't have to be a
Okay.
motion or anything.
Sounds
Can I
Yep,
speak
go ahead.
quickly?
Yep.
Just so you know, the festival is coming at the end of the month. It usually gets kicked off with the townwide parade. If you want to join us, here's some information. I should have given this out when everyone was here earlier, but I didn't. Yeah, who wants to be in the bedrooms?
Thank you, Krista.
This is just for the parade, you can pass it down. If anyone has a place to put some, I'll leave a bunch here if you want to put them up. A lot going on. There'll be over 24 bands playing, 2 tents. Kind of usual. Lots of kids stuff. I'll be doing a drone tent for kids to fly drones. Also a construction one, as well as kid car wash, which was a big hit last year. So Should be good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be doing that this month, so if you need something, you'll hear when I talk to the office.
Yeah, I understand. Anybody else? Go ahead.
Randy C. from Doran Road. I wanted to say thank you to Stephen, which I already thanked him when I saw the stars down at the park. I thought that was very nice gesture. I don't know if any of it came out of the Pumpkin Fest money that he bought them, or that money for the stars came out of your own pocket.
That was out of my own
But
pocket.
that was a nice gesture. And I know Ron had something to do with a little bit, very tiny, small, minimum amount. Ron did help a little bit.
I provided the post.
Anyways, I wanted to, say thank you to Steve,
Thank you.
because I know there's other things that he does for the community, but regardless, that stood right out. I was down there for a graduation party and he was out there watering,
Yeah.
and it's like, those things are sharp.
Yeah,
It's
they're
like
good.
good thing to have in our park. And then the other thing, Sean, Mr. Sean, you're working on Doran Road down at the bottom there. Are you going to be replacing the culvert there soon? Because there's some marks on the road and things today.
We'll see. I gotta talk with some people tomorrow about it. So we'll see.
Okay.
It should be
You don't
done.
have a date yet.
No date yet,
Okay.
but maybe I'll find out a date tomorrow.
And do you know how long that will be tore up? Will you be able to do that in one day, or is it going to take more?
No, that will not be a one-day project.
2 days? Half hour?
Every piece of cake, 15 minutes.
I'd say Livonia had theirs open. Theirs was half the depth, and they had theirs open for about 2 weeks.
Brian, you're going to have to go around with the big hot wheel.
Well, that'll be out, That'll be pushing.
Plan accordingly.
Try to.
Then how long before you put stripes back down? Put the gravel down?
Hopefully this fall we'll get redone prior to scraping them back off with the plows.
That's all I have. Thank you.
So Randy, I saw a guy in Doran today. He said he was painting those marks for test drill. Test drill for
Water supply. Test water.
For the water.
Why is he
so the
In the
core
middle of the
sample,
road.
core samples, right? Soil sample.
Yeah.
in the middle of the road?
No, he's just marking
Where they're gonna be
the,
doing.
the
I
location.
hope not. I mean,
No.
Well, that's what I was like. That's why I just assumed it was something Sean was
No,
doing.
no,
Like
no.
in the
Road
road.
like every 10th of a mile he marks where.
Gotcha.
All right. Thank you.
yeah, it's part of the geotechnical survey, so when they send out the contract.
So that's all held up until like what, October?
That was the last
Yeah.
update there.
That's what he said last month. Maybe the best scenario, put a shovel in the ground, first digging goes in October.
What happened to the one you mentioned that we might have it done by the end of this year?
Everything takes longer than you expect.
That was before the DEC.
And Ron and I didn't hold it up this time either.
Right. Yeah, that was the stage. I mean, look how long it took the poor kid to put a document on the park.
Yeah.
I would have just asked for forgiveness. I just would have done it as
Probably.
like, okay, I put a document, by the way. You know, and just-
Nobody would have ever noticed
No one would have known. Yeah.
Correct.
until somebody did.
You plead ignorance. The Boy Scout did this. We're not gonna get arrested.
Motion to adjourn.
Eagle Scout, for Pete's sake.
Eagle
Yeah,
Scout.
we're-
Yes, Eagle Scout.
I know,
Put some respect on
Motion to
this.
adjourn.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Steve, you got 30 minutes left.
You're gonna spray it up or what?
Ship sail,
You do not still be.
Might know the one.
I
One we missed.
I